Now, the Natural Diamond Summit, which runs for the second year, offers the local and international communities a platform to engage on issues that cover the importance of sustainability within the diamond space, as much as leveraging natural talent to drive natural diamonds. Last year, the Diamond Council, Natural Diamond Council, was in Botswana to do a short film with Lily James, focused on the value of natural diamonds. The film has gone a long way in marketing Botswana and natural diamonds to the rest of the world. And now David Kelly, who is the Chief Executive Officer of Natural Diamond Council, joins us in conversation. Thank you very much for stealing time. I knew you were only here for 3 days, and I figured it was an opportunity to just catch you a little bit and bring you to the studio. Thank you for coming through.
Great. Well, thank you for having me back. It's crazy that it's a year since we were last together.
Yeah, it doesn't feel that anymore.
It doesn't feel like that. A year goes so quickly, but it's great seeing you again.
All right, good to see you. Now, let's start here, right? You're here for the Natural Diamond Summit, obviously. I think last year it drew a lot of excitement. And then this year, it drew so much excitement that it had to build its own dome elsewhere to actually exist there. How was it?
Well, I wasn't here for the summit last year, so I don't have anything to compare it with, but it was incredibly impressive. I was actually in my hotel on Sunday evening trying to find on Google Maps where the Diamond Dome was, thinking that it was a permanent structure. Yeah. But then to arrive at the event and see the attention, the care, the number of delegates there from all around the world, it was an incredibly impressive event.
All right, and obviously it ended nicely with Botswana there becoming the directorate for the Kimberley process. However, you were here last year, and when you were here, you came with Lily James, and you shot a short film. The key thing now is the impact. How did it go?
Yeah, so it's very much consumers all around the world really want to know about where the products they're buying come from. Okay. And so it's really important for us. Our role as the Natural Diamond Council is to tell those stories. We are the global marketing and promotion agency for the natural diamond industry. So for us, telling the stories is really, really important. And the story of Botswana and the importance of diamonds in Botswana is the most incredible story. And so we came down here last year with the actor Lily James. She was in awe of this country. She got to spend some time here in the Okavango Delta before we went out to Arapa and saw the mines and the communities there. But even when I see her now, she still talks fondly about Botswana. When are we going back and coming to see it? So it was an amazing tour. But more importantly is all of that content that we create, all of that storytelling we use on social media. So whether it be Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, in China, Weibo, WeChat, all of those platforms are hungry for content. Okay. And we told that story through all of those platforms, and it performed incredibly well, which tells me two things. One is that there's a real love for diamonds, and for Lily James, of course. Mm-hmm. But more importantly, there's a love for understanding where those diamonds come from and just seeing who benefits from them. So the good news is we're continuing to use all those. We still are using them in all of our content, in our campaigns. And we plan to build on that even further. So it's been a success beyond our real wildest expectations.
All right. So the content of the video basically is showing where the diamonds come from and the communities around it, right? How are people accepting and appreciating that? I mean, when you think about diamonds out of Africa, before you think about Botswana, you think of the blood diamonds and all those stories. How is this impacting on that image of what diamonds really are to the people?
Yeah, I think it's all in the storytelling. Yeah. Because consumers, they want to trust what they're buying. Do they really stop and think about who's been impacted? But when you have time to sit there and tell them who's been impacted and the stories that it goes up in value. It inspires people to buy diamonds, it inspires people to buy more diamonds. And so it's an incredibly important story, but it also helps people fall in love with the diamonds even more.
All right. So now let's look at how now natural diamonds are playing out, right? Obviously, the market is not necessarily always up there and gloomy. It goes up and down. But are people still looking to have a natural diamond? Because we need to continuously check that people still care about buying a real diamond.
Yes. So 21 and 22 were fabulous years coming out of the pandemic, particularly in the US market, were spectacular years, the best in recent history. This year, due to the economic situation, there's been a slight slowdown. It's not terrible, but a slight slowdown in retailers in the US. China's slightly more challenging because of the economic situation there. But these are short-term blips on the horizon. Diamonds over a long period of time have continued to grow in value. And so we have no worry when we see how consumers engage with our social media, for example. It's incredible, the interaction, the engagement with it. So the consumers still love diamonds and diamond jewelry, particularly natural diamonds.
Yeah.
And we see that at the moment there's just a little bit of an economic challenge that is causing a short-term slowdown. But even now, we're about to go into the holiday season in the US. We're about to go into the Chinese New Year season in China. And even then, we feel fairly confident that those are going to be strong seasons, that this will come out of this short-term dip early in the new year.
All right. So something made Botswana popular early in this year, and I think we touched base on it just slightly a few months ago, but when the Botswana and BS deal kicked off, right, the whole world got excited. People, when you ask people randomly which countries you know from Africa, Botswana is one of them that I'm going to mention, either first or second, right? What does this say about the diamond trade? Because this deal is here and it's happening. People are excited now. What does it then build on your end as the National Diamond Council towards your marketing strategies?
So from our perspective, it gives us dependency.
Yeah.
We know that the partnership between De Beers and the Botswana government is here to stay for a long time. Yeah. So it gives us the confidence to tell more of those stories in how we do it. In terms of the consumers aren't really aware of the contractual agreements. I know here in Botswana it's been a lot of news, but in markets outside of Botswana it's not so much of a consumer news story. But it does give us, as I said, it gives us great dependency that this story and what diamonds are going to do over the next 10 years, the next 25 years, is a story that's going to grow. And that gives us the confidence to keep coming back, to keep telling those stories and working with all the constituents here to really strengthen Botswana's position in the world using diamonds as that story.
All right. Physically, diamonds are forever, but can the deal give you a forever guarantee on the product?
Certainly within my, before I, that's for sure. It's beyond my time I plan on working.
Yeah.
But I think so. It's been a wonderful partnership for a very long period of time already. Already you can see the new partnership is going to be very strong. And that in itself will bring so many benefits to Botswana and more stories for us to be able to tell.
All right. So we're looking at a 10th celebration this month, actually, of the DTC moving from London to Gaborone. At first, we thought it's just one of those go and sell diamonds and have something happen in the offices. But we now see a rollout of a lot of companies that you are a partner of the Manufacturers Association here. A lot of companies are opening sorting and polishing plants. What does that say to the employment created by diamonds now? Initially, diamonds were for building roads and schools. Now they're creating employment, but how's the impact?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was took incredible vision from the government of Botswana to insist on the sale of diamonds coming here, etc., and the economic benefit coming here. So when I see the economic diversification that's happening here, the growth of the knowledge-based economy, and in our world it's getting more technological. So it is, as well as being the cutting and polishing of diamonds. I was at a factory yesterday, a fairly new factory, and to see the advancement in technology. Well, those skills are great in the diamond world, but they're also transferable into other areas as well. So seeing these high-tech jobs in the industry and these skills coming to Botswana and seeing young Botswanan people learning those skills, I think is an incredible foresight, incredible plan on behalf of the government.
All right. And obviously, the association itself is helping these to come into place. How does that translate to you as the National Diamond Council? Because they might be here polishing and cutting and bringing technology, but does it have an impact on the National Diamond Council?
It has an impact on that storytelling. Yeah. It tells people not just where the diamond comes from and who benefits. It actually shows all the way through the value chain who is touching it and what it's bringing to those people. So people now, they want to know where things come from, who's touched them, who's benefited. Okay. And so that story is all the way through the value chain. And so it's why we also visited a factory last year with Lily and was part of the story. And I was delighted to be back in another factory yesterday that has just been built and since I was here last. So it's great to see the expansion of employment.
All right. So now, obviously, I think on our last note around this now is what people should expect going forward. We've seen Lily James doing this. We've seen the impact on social media, and it is growing. And the bigger markets are getting the reach. The smaller markets now, how do we get to them? What should we do as a country or as a market to try and tap into the smaller markets?
Yeah. I mean, I'm hoping that we'll have the opportunity as the Natural Diamond Council to work with young people here in Botswana.
Okay.
We clearly have a team of people with great expertise in marketing and promotion, editorial, copywriting, website development, all the skills that make up the full marketing, promotion and communication package. And we would love to start a conversation that enables us to work with people here to develop those skills, to also bring people from here to those markets and say, come and learn them in the market where they're going to be needed, and bring those skills back here. So we would love to be able to, I have more years than I care to remember of experience in the marketing industry, particularly in luxury marketing, and would love to have the opportunity to mentor more young people from Botswana to help develop those skills, which are essential to the development of any business or economy.
All right. And where can these young people with these hopes and dreams find the National Diamond Council within the cyberspace to be able to learn more and probably start conversations?
Yeah, so we have our website is naturaldiamonds.com, so it's fairly straightforward website to remember. And on all the social media platforms, if you look for only Natural Diamonds, you'll find us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, all the wide array of social media platforms.
All right. Now, and I think our last one, the president of Botswana has invited other countries and other players in the market to come and learn more from Botswana. Is there something to learn?
I think there is. I think, and not even just within the diamond industry, actually.
Okay.
I mean, I've only been in this industry for almost 4 years. I was in the fashion industry before this, and I think the fashion industry has a lot to learn from Botswana. I think there are many industries that have a lot to learn exactly how government and public companies can work together for the benefit of all. And so I would go beyond the diamond industry. We hold up the diamond industry in Botswana as being an example to all industries.
But can we imagine diversify, especially within the fashion space? The fashion industry in Botswana is growing, but can we leverage on the diamond now to be a part of our fashion?
Yeah, I mean, I think diamonds have clearly been built over decades, and how you do that, but working with young talent, creative talent is so important. If you have the creative talent, it then comes down to how do you nurture that talent, how do you develop it, how do you give it access to global markets, how do you train people to use social media to get broad access into these markets. So it starts with great talent, and I've seen so much talent here. But then it's about how does everyone come together to help that talent to expand their businesses into a broader market.
All right. Now, coming out of the summit, what are your last take homes now?
My take home is that this is an amazing country. I was so impressed when I was here last year, and all I've seen is it getting stronger. Okay. So for me, I leave here smiling. I love the country. It makes me smile. The people make me smile. But it also means I can go back to our markets in the US, to China, to India and Europe with real confidence to say the acceleration is happening here, and we've got to bring real attention to everything that's happening in Botswana.
All right. And I've realized that obviously, and you did say it, that you leverage more on storytelling. Can we also use that kind of skill to market our country and the diamonds? Yes.
Without a doubt. Storytelling is what matters, and sometimes storytelling is in 10 seconds because on social media, on their phones, it's a quick swipe, etc. So storytelling can be in 10 seconds only, and you've got to be careful how you do that. But it also can be 5 minutes, it can be 30 minutes, it's all about how you put it together. And so storytelling is what brings consumers into your product. Without that, you're literally a product that sits on an online web store or sits in a store, and the consumer doesn't understand anything about the product, who's made it, who's created it, who's the people behind it. So storytelling is everything, and it's what our life is as a marketing agency. Pretty much all day, every day is storytelling and measuring how that works.
All right.
But storytelling and how you tell that story applies not just to diamonds and jewelry, but to everything you're marketing to a global audience.
All right. Let's hope that we'll see a bit of collaboration between the Natural Diamond Council and some Botswana people who are interested in playing a part in the marketing and storytelling of the natural diamond.
Fabulous.
All right. Thank you very much. That was David Kelly, the CEO of the Natural Diamond Council. Thank you for watching.